Hello and welcome to Toking Talking, where we toke a little, smoke a little, talk a lot. Sorry. Today we are going to talk about my opinion of NXT. And trust me, it's a doozy. Name brand product placement here. No, seriously. NXT is a joke. I mean, it had potential. Back when Triple H was running NXT, and him and Shawn were back there in the creative and all this shit with Road Dogg and everything, it was fucking going great. You figure you had the Undisputed Era, kicked ass. Johnny Gargano, kicked ass. Fucking Tommaso Ciampa, kicked ass. Aleister Black, Finn Balor, fucking Smudge. I mean, dude, you had so many talents in NXT. Now, you look at NXT, and you got people like fucking Duke Hudson and Grayson Waller. Man, come on. The feeling of NXT alone. I mean, look at it. If you look at the set of NXT, it looks like the Jerry Springer show. It does. It looks like a talk show. If you really sat and looked at it, it looks like a fucking talk show set. It just doesn't feel like a wrestling show because of that reason. Now, NXT, you can't be taken seriously. I'm sorry. The reason why NXT is hard, for me at least, to take seriously is the fact that, like I said, it just feels kiddish. It feels like, yeah, we are sitting here watching these developmentals. Why do we want to watch that? Plus, how many people have been on NXT that really should not have been on NXT for long? I mean, look at how long they had Cole on there. Look at how long they had Kyle O'Reilly on there. They had all these people on there way too long. None of them should have even hit developmental. But WWE, once again, And then you have, I don't know, it's just, I don't even know where I'm going with this so much, but anyways, yeah, NXT's garbage. I mean, basically, there's some good talent in there. I mean, Braun Breaker's pretty good. Mandy Rose is kind of hyped Toxic Attraction up some, but then you got people like Indy Hartwell. Oh god, Indy Hartwell's fucking just lame, boring, tired. You really don't have too many. I mean, Joe Gacy. What's his deal? I mean, he's a cult leader that wants people to be woke or something like that. I don't know. NXT just really, it shouldn't be on. Let's put it this way. What Vince needs to do is now, with all this talent he's got on the main roster and everything else, he needs to maybe think about, instead of NXT, having a third show. Because the whole brand shit, come on now. You've unified the main title, you've unified the tag team titles. Do we really have any, brand separation here anymore? Any real SmackDown Raw camaraderie type? Nah. Excuse me. Wow, these things are gonna be great sometimes. But anyhow, it just don't really. I got so lost in this now. I'm a fucking wizard, y'all. I'm a fucking wizard. But see, that's what fucking Toking and Talking's all about. Is the fact of sometimes things may go off course. Things may not really stay on track. I mean, we're smoking weed here. We are pretty high, so you got to think about that. Anyways, we will steer. Let's steer maybe a little bit away from NXT for the moment, and let's look though at the WWE itself. Okay, you unified the Universal and the World Heavyweight title. You unified the Raw and the SmackDown titles. What's next? Unifying the SmackDown Women's and Raw's Women's title. I mean, and then of course, the women's tag team titles. Yeah, they go between both brands anyhow. So why not just give up this whole brand thing? Let's just end it right then and there. But do we have to have the bloodline being the ones to do all this? Honestly, the bloodline kind of, and see, this is what I'm talking about. We go from talking about NXT now into talking about the bloodline. And the bloodline is just, I like the Usos, but they're kind of played out. RK Bro should have won that match. If you were going to unify the tag titles, it should have been RK Bro, not the Usos. Not that the Usos are not good. Do not get me wrong. The Usos were good, are good, whatever. I don't like them now. Their whole thing with Roman, the bloodline. But see, Roman. Where do I start? Now, don't get me wrong. I am not going to sit here and say, when he was with the Shield, he was so great. And the only reason I hate Roman now is because of how he's turned to the heel that he is. Nah, fuck Roman. I've never liked Roman. Didn't like Roman in the Shield. Didn't like Roman now. Don't like Roman later in the future. Roman just sucks. But Vince wants to push him. Vince wants to push the Usos. Fine. You want to unify all this shit. Fine. But dude, come on. There's so much other people. I mean, what are you going to do now? Are the Usos going to just permanently hold them titles? I mean, Reigns has had the belt now for close to 2 years, which is a good streak. But do we really have to have him wait? And sorry, have to have him wait until WrestleMania to lose the belt to possibly The Rock? Or is he even going to, wait until past that into next year's SummerSlam? I mean, how long is Roman going to have these titles? Plus, like I said, if you have Raw and you have SmackDown and you want to have two brands, you need more than one set of titles. You need more than one tag team titles. You need more than one world title. So, but see, in a way, and I know this whole thing is just like I said. This is what it's kind of about. Sometimes, the whole thing is if you really think about it, the Survivor Series now can kind of go back to a 5-on-5 normal Survivor Series type thing. Faction wars, because they are building up factions. That's one thing the Bloodline has started. Because of the Bloodline, you do have, the factions now. You got Judgment Day, and then you got whatever's being started up between Balor, AJ, and Morgan, which it's going to be interesting to see where those three go. I mean, hopefully they do not add Ali to the group, as there has been speculation of, at least on my behalf, there has been speculation of, because of how they're pushing him and everything, and him and Ciampa are kind of fighting, and you hear him talk about Ciampa, being put in with Judgment Day, and just talk. So, it's all talk, it's all speculation, it's all rumor. Nothing I hear, nothing I say is actually guaranteed true. Okay? Except for my opinion is my opinion. And it is true to me. If I say that I do not like something, I don't like it. That's true. But anyhow, I digress away from the point and back to the point of Yes, now we can go back to Survivor Series being what it was, faction wars. But at the same time, you still you still acting though like you got two different brands. So how are we going to do this, fans? Are we gonna have two different brands, but just have one set of champions for both brands, which really doesn't work good, man? Because you got you got honestly, if you think about it, with the tag team titles, it can make sense because you got RK Bro, you got the Alpha Academy, you got the Street Profits, you got the Usos, you got the New Day, you got Fight Night, you got Judgment Day, you got Balor and Styles. Wow, that is so few tag teams. Yeah, I guess having two sets of belts really does not make any sense, especially since RK Bro is now gonna basically go, you know, and Riddle and Orton will start going their separate ways as far as push wise goes and everything. But that makes sense. I mean, I don't know, Vince. Don't know where you're going. Can't really quite get a picture of what's going through people's heads nowadays up in that WWE. I mean, if you think about it, the women's tag team titles, you got Natty and Shayna, you got Nikki Ash and Dewdrop. What are you gonna do? You got Casey Catandero and Caden Carter, and then you got Toxic Attraction down in NXT that you can call up. But see, that's calling up other people. And NXT has their own tag team championships for the women. So what are they going to do since they really don't have no female tag teams? The whole the whole Sasha Naomi thing, if you really think about it, has pictured, and again, topics all go around. The Naomi Sasha thing does come back down to this whole thing too, with where's this going to stand with things. I mean, he doesn't have very many male tag teams. He doesn't have really any female tag teams. He's got a bunch of fucking solo people. So making factions now makes sense. But I hate the bloodline. I do. And unifying the titles, I guess I actually kind of now see it. And you see where this sometimes may go, because we started all this talking about how fucking NXT seemed like a talk show and just really like watching a baby version of wrestling with cussing. Yeah, fucks. Yeah, fucks. Yeah. But, let's not digress again. Anyways, look, this has been Toking and Talking, where I really didn't talk too much today, so hey, that's cool. I've obviously have talked a lot already, though, and I have been spoken, but talked a whole lot. NXT, Bloodlines, all WWE stuff. And remember one big fucking lesson, though. Chris Jericho is a fucking wizard. He's a fucking wizard. Yes, he is. He's a wizard. Poof, fireballs. He's a wizard. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this ramblings on Toking and Talking, because I think this kind of is what the show needs to be, is just, it's my opinions, and I have a scattered head that just races sometimes, and I don't focus. So it all fit together, though. It was all a conversation on wrestling, and it just started with one thing and went to another, as if other people were in the room and we were having a conversation and switching the subject around. So, enjoy it, love it, like it. Goodbye.